going to go over some melodic soloing concepts and devices and cool kind of note choices and things that we could really study and examine and maybe use it for inspiration in our own playing. That's the thing about a lot of these concepts, devices, techniques, is they work with any scale you're doing, so we can pull these things from our favorite solos, our favorite players, things that inspire us, and we could use those as we build our own voice on the instrument. The jam track that I'm using in this lesson, we're in the key of F sharp minor, and it's basically an F sharp minor 9 chord to a D major 7. That's the main progression, and then there's the other part that goes to a C sharp major to an F sharp minor to a D. And again, we're in 6/8 time. Soloing is based on F sharp natural minor, F sharp Aeolian mode. That scale looks like this. Off of our root note F sharp here at that 9th fret. So I'll play a few licks and then we'll go in and dissect them one at a time. So let's just take this first lick. Landing a lot on those F sharp notes or the 5th, the C sharp, those strong chord tones, right? Note choice is very important, really lends into this style of play, and that's why it's so important to always know the chords that you're soloing over, right? That's why I always in my lessons I go over the chords of the track, because the chords really give you the full roadmap to all the soloing avenues. The key is only a small part of it. Those notes in that F sharp natural minor scale, F sharp Aeolian, are the 1 F sharp, and then you have the 2 G sharp, you have that flat 3A, 4th B, 5th C sharp, D is your flat 6, and E is your flat 7. Bending. And vibratoing, holding the bend with vibrato. So the 12th fret, we're bending that to the 14th, we're bending that B to the C sharp. Again. Hammer-on device where he's hammering off of the high E string now, hammering 9, pulling 10, then goes to 12, back to 12 on the B string. Okay, that's a cool little device. So you're hammering 9, 10, 12 on the B, back to 9 on the high E. And he does a little bend device where he's bending the 12th fret again, but he's killing it, and then he strikes the note unbent. And he gets this nice half step movement, right? He's on that G sharp to A, lot of vibrato. Lick slow, vibrato. Another lick in the style, something like this. Okay, what's going on here? A couple reasons why this lick sounds cool. And again, we're in this F sharp natural minor, F sharp Aeolian scale. Here I'm raking on that D and G string with my right hand, just laying it right on the string. And then I'm sounding the B string. 9 to 10 hammer and pull again. And then you back right down the scale. 11, 9 G string, 11, 9 D. Then a whole step down to 7th on the D. So you get this. Then we're doing a whole step bend on that 9 to 11th fret on the D string. And notice you bend and you release it. Back to 7 on the D. And you end it on the F sharp note. We're ending it on our root note. The vibrato. Like this. It seems like a very simple lick, but it sounds very cool for a couple reasons, right? He's sliding up now to that D sharp note, which is very interesting because D sharp, remember, is not in the F sharp natural minor scale. D sharp is actually, remember, D is in the scale. He's playing a half step higher. So he's pulling now from F sharp Dorian, which is very interesting and cool. And it still works because she's playing over the F sharp minor chords. So you could use over minor chords, you could use natural minor, you could use Aeolian, you could also use Dorian. I'm kind of used to hearing those natural mining, that D, the natural minor notes, that D note, and then you throw in the D sharp and your ear hears that and it sounds cool. So that's nice. And then he gets that chromatic movement because he passes through that D. And a lot of vibrato there on that C sharp note again, ending on the C sharp, the fifth. Look like this. Playing that 7th fret on the B, 6th fret on the G, then going back up to the 9th fret into this natural minor shape I showed you. And he's bending that, bending 9 to 10. Holding the bend, letting it down, and then doing that bend multiple times. Bending that, again, he's bending that G sharp to A note. So you're bending it up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, only picking it once. And I just end it on that F sharp for the resolution. Ending back on our root note, bending the G sharp to the A. That G sharp note is really nice. That's the 2nd or the 9th, and that 9th is a great note in melodic soloing because it's very has a lot of drama. I love that 9th. So that together you get a lot of vibrato. You feel that bend. So already you could see like how these devices and techniques are really starting to add up and go into the soloing, right? Let's move down here to another part of the neck and let's use this F sharp natural minor scale for some more inspired licks. This is off our F sharp here at the 2nd fret. That scale looks like this: F sharp Aeolian, F sharp natural minor. Another cool little device, something like this. Okay, getting some cool sounds again, doing our raking. We're raking now across the A and the D, and then I'm playing the 2nd fret on the G, hammering it to the 4th. And then after I hammer to the 4th, I go to that 1st fret on the G string. G sharp note again. What's that? That's our 9th, right? With vibrato, right? So you get those cool rake sounds, that cool 9th. And then you could add on this lick. Alright, some cool stuff going on there. Now this lick I played first. Remember the lick we played up here? So that's the same thing we're doing, but we're doing it down here. We're hammering the 1st to the 2nd and pulling off on the 1st on the G string. And then we're going to the 4th fret on the D, and then back to that 1st fret on the G. And then I'm going 2nd fret on the D, sliding to the 4th with vibrato. Which is really cool because cutting in this blue note, this flat 5 from the blues scale. 2nd, 3rd, 4th on the A string, and we're ending it on that C sharp, ending it on the 5th, right? So that's part of that F sharp blues scale. See the flat 5? There it is again. Lick slow. that natural minor scale and the ninth and the second. Here we're taking the ninth, that G sharp, bending it again, half step up to that A note. So another raking across that G and B string, sounding our second fret on the high E, playing our fourth fret, fifth fret on the high E. Then we're doing our half step bend on the fourth fret. Then I bar with first finger, second fret on the high E, B, G, and slide it to our first fret to our G sharp note on that G string. Hold that bend, let it down. Fun lick. You can see it's so important to study the work of some of our favorite players, right? Because there's so much to unpack, and there's so many little things and nuances that really go into those sounds. And in these instances, you know, we have stuff like note choice, landing on strong chord tones, using, you know, modal playing, Aeolian mode, natural minor, doing half-step bends and really milking them, milking that vibrato, that use of the ninth, right, that second. All things that's just adding interest and different sounds. It's all about the sounds. I wish you the best in your guitar journeys. Keep up all that hard work on those guitars. Keep having fun with it. And remember, your guitar playing is an evolution. So enjoy the journey. Take care, rock on, and I will see you in the next lesson.